I'm Pam Smith and so excited to be here with you today. It's part of our Kvaroy Arctic Back to School campaign, and it's all about Kvaroy Kids, and I have absolutely one of my favorite Kvaroy Kids and junior chef Eva, and most importantly, my junior chef granddaughter, one of our Spice Girls that just makes magic happen. Eva, welcome. It's so good to have you. We've been cooking together in the kitchen since really almost before you could even get up to the kitchen to stir something, and used to love to see you play with measuring cups and spoons. Well, kind of graduated a bit because as part of Kvaroy Kids, we're doing every single week, and you've been playing a part of it, an axe, Kvaroy Kids axe. So the A is what? Art. Art. What have you done with art as you've been doing the Kvaroy Kids program? Because you're homeschooling this year. Everybody's doing kind of their own version of what back to school is. For some people it's virtual, some people it's live in the classroom, others are homeschooling. That's what Eva is doing. So art, which has been what? What have you done?
So I have been doing postcards, and it's just been like fun, like these things.
Yeah, where you actually are not only doing the art of them, which is again all of the whole Kvaroy Kids going to the beautiful island in Norway, but you're actually going to send them to people.
Yes, I'm sending them to some of my friends.
That's awesome. I love that. That is fantastic. Well, there's also the C part. Axe is art and cooking and technology and science. We'll talk about some of the cool things you've done with that, but we got to get cooking because we're going to make salmon skewers for the family, and salmon skewers couldn't be more easy, couldn't be more delicious. The big question that I think everyone needs to hear is, you're a kid, you're a Kvaroy kid, but do you like eating salmon? Obviously, okay. And what is it? Is it a favorite food? Is it something that you like to have often? What happens with it?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite foods. I mostly like to have it for dinner.
For dinner, okay. Well, this might even be something you could cook up and even do as a little snack. So we've got some fun things ahead. We're going to first talk about what we're going to do with the skewers, which is we're going to get them into the pan. Then we're going to go back and talk about how we made these skewers, okay? So we have the salmon, it's been beautifully skewered, and we have it done a couple of ways. One is a solid piece, and then the other are the cubes that you cut and skewered onto the stick, because who doesn't like something on a stick, right? I know you've just come up with this cool little corn on the stick. Maybe we'll do that in a week or so. But for now, getting this into the pan, we have that pan on pretty high heat, so be a little careful with that. What we want to do is just do a little gentle painting of it with a little touch of olive oil. The pan has been well seasoned. It's a cast iron pan. It's not going to stick. But always good just to get that little brush of olive oil.
All of them?
Yes, all of them. We'll probably cook 2 right now. Great. One more. And then you can decide what kind of seasoning you want on it. Now, I know you're quite a fan of chili lime, but that has a little bit of sugar in it, so it actually might burn on such a high heat. So I would say choose between salt or adobo. I know that's another one of your favorites.
That's a hard decision. I think I'm going to choose adobo.
Adobo, perfect, because it has a little bit of salt in it, but a whole lot of flavor too, a little turmeric. It's delicious. So just sprinkle it on this. Once we get it into the pan, we'll sprinkle the other side too, because we want what? Both sides to taste good, right? Perfection. Okay, great. So that's just going to give a little bit of great seasoning. Then ever so carefully, just pick it up, and this is where the olive oil is. So that's the part you want to put into the pan, okay? Yep, slip it in. Yes, just lay it right in. Perfect. Sizzle, sizzle. Do the same thing with this. Put it on the side. Yep, you got it. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to let those kind of do their thing. It looks like we've got room for maybe one more. So maybe I'll tuck this one in right here.
Put more adobo?
Yeah, let's put a little adobo. Do a little brush of that. Little adobo. Yeah, you got it closed nice and tightly. There you go. Little sprinkle, sprinkle, awesome.
Well, I love how it does that on there.
Yeah, it kind of just sizzles right into the pan. We're gonna let that cook for just about 1.5 minutes, and we're gonna, on each side, let it cook about 1.5 minutes. And how many sides are there? 4. You got it. That's exactly right. So while that's doing its thing, let's talk about what we did, and then we'll do a little flip, and then we'll actually make the skewer. So this is our beautiful piece of Kvaroy salmon, and all that we did was just cut strips of it. We kept the skin on the salmon itself because we wanted it to hold together for the skewer. So we have no problem with skin because A, it's delicious, but also when it cooks, it just pulls right off of it. Kvaroy artist, do you remember where it is? Norway, of course it is. So look at that. We're just going to do a nice little turn of these. Whoa is right. How about that?
It like pushed into it.
I know. And there you go. Look at how your dough did so nice. We'll get the same thing on that. Now that we flipped it, you can go ahead and do a little sprinkle. That one already had it. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to let that do for another 90 seconds. And now let's go down and talk about what we did to make those skewers, right?
I'm going to put this right here.
Put that right there. I think that's an excellent idea. So we're going to do a skewer, and the skewer, like any skewer, has a nice little pointed end. So let's take these. These were the cubes that we did, which are classic. And so all you're wanting to do is just run that skewer right through. You got it.
And since this raw goes through right.
It goes right through. That's exactly right. And so all the way through, let's see, let's make sure we get it well in that one.
Oh, that one.
That one, because it's starting to do it. And why don't you go ahead and take it into that one too.
Oh, it feels really good.
Doesn't it?
It feels like slime a little.
Well, a little bit. That's what fish is all about, but it's just perfection. And so then we'll put that up on the plate, and we'll have it all ready to work its magic. Now, I like to do it this way, where I actually cut this, because I find, you notice how it's got a little wangly on you when you're trying to do, but do the same thing with this one and see how easy it is to take it all the way through.
Oh, it went
Right through, right? And then you're not like letting it get kind of wangly with all of it. Yep, see? Perfection. Okay. So, time to move over. We're using our time very well. How about that? Yeah, doing these little turns. Who knew? Now you could do these on a grill, but I find it so easy just to do as part of the grill pan, right? And it's so delicious. It is just a little bit. Let's let it lean up against that one. A little help from its friends. Maybe if we had another one in there.
Who knew fish could do so much?
Who knew? Now, we're going to get it onto a plate, and I wanted you to choose what your favorite things are to do. We oftentimes, when we think of a salmon skewer, we might think of some peppers. So what we did was we grilled these peppers in the same grill pan, put it with a little bit of crunch of some cucumbers and a little green onion, always a little bit of lemon. But your favorite is to have something a little different than just those peppers. And so your favorite was to maybe think about a favorite dish, which is black beans. I love black beans. And we, instead of grilling peppers, we grilled pineapple. Who doesn't love pineapple? So that's perfect. Okay, we're going to do one more turn. Look at that, Eva. We got it going, right?
Oh, the skin.
The skin. You see what happens when it hits that heat is it starts to pull away. And so if you had a friend that maybe wasn't sure they wanted the skin, you can just easily pull it right away. But what it's done is it's cooked with all of that flavor and all of that great omega-3. Omega-3 is the good fat, right? That keeps your brain working. That's why Kvaroy is so perfect for back to school, right? So we're just about done with that, and we're going to let it kind of rest for just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and take that heat down so that then we'll be able to... It is shaking. It's a little bit of a shaken salmon. I know, I like it.
Trying to come back to life.
Oh, I don't think so. Okay, so one of the things that we like to do is put a little garnishing action on, right? So with the one that we're going to do more in the peppers and the scallions, we thought it'd be fun to sprinkle with a little sesame seeds. So we have white sesame seeds and black. Want to mix those together here?
Whoa, oh, that split perfectly.
It did split perfectly. It almost looks like an art project, right? So yeah, get them all mixed up. So then once we get that onto the plate, you can just sprinkle that on top of the dish as a little bit of a garnish. Extra, I love that. Okay, I think we're really good. I think you're gonna love this actually. I also think that with your request, knowing how much you love chili lime, that putting a little sprinkle of that on the salmon, which will go beautifully with the black beans, but we'll do that once we get the salmon out. So, all set? No, we'll leave that separate. We'll leave that separate. Okay, ready to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pick this up. It's a little on the hot side. Yeah, it is. So, now I'll take that. Look how beautiful that is.
Oh, it smells so good.
Doesn't it? Let's lay that right across here. Beautiful, perfection. Let's take this one.
Probably don't eat it right away. It's probably like super hot.
It's super, super hot, but I think you are going to want to taste it, right?
I'm
So,
glad.
so maybe we'll let this one be our tasting little block.
Once
I'm
it
going to put
cools
it
off.
on the clean spot right here. Let's move this a little bit back. And while we're letting that cool and let's look at wonder of how beautiful all of this is, we can talk about some of the things you've done in your Kvaroy Kids Act. So we talked about art, talked about cooking, of course. Technology, I heard you went to Kvaroy Island this week. Did you actually go there?
No, I went on Google Earth and I typed in the Kvaroy Island and then I saw it on there.
Really? So it took you right there. Did you get to figure out how hard it is to get there?
Yeah, you have to use like a lot of things. Like first you have to like use plane and then like use boat and then like a car and then plane again and so many things to just get to that one island.
Wow.
All the way from here.
All the way from here and far north of the Arctic Circle, which is awesome. And you've learned a lot about the island, and I know one of the things you planned to do was to make a sundial. So what happened to that project?
So we took a plunger and then it stuck
Like a
to
toilet plunger?
yeah.
Yikes, okay.
So for then it would stay on for all around the day, and then we
So it'd be straight,
Yeah.
and, okay, that's good.
and then we took chalk and rocks, and then every hour we added chalk, added the number of what the day was, and then so we wrote it down with that, and then we put a rock there, and then went all the way around as a clock.
Wow, and that's what the original clocks were.
Yeah,
were
because the
symbols.
reflection of the plunger, it like shows where it will be.
Wow.
So
I bet those ancient Norwegians would be amazed at your ingenuity of using the plunger. I'm very impressed with that. It's so cool.
and
So that was your science part, right?
Yeah, you probably needs it to be like sunny outside if it's going to work because you need to see the shadow of it.
Oh, so I bet they did the sundial when they have those, it's the land of the midnight sun, right? Because there's days where it stays light all the time.
Yeah.
So
If
they
it
have
rains,
some.
it's not going to work.
Not as good. You don't know exactly the time it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. You also did a taste test, and right before we do a taste of the salmon, talk about that because you kind of hacked into your taste buds a bit with your friend Ariel and your mom. And what did you do?
So what my mom did is so me and Ariel were doing something different, not looking at what she was pouring in for them. She was just pouring in kind of like spices and like liquids and just a ton of cool things. And then then we came and then we taste tested them and tried to guess what they were. And also different spots of your tongue, it tastes different. So like back here it's like bitter, and like over here it's like really sour. Like here it's like salty, and here it's really
Right at the
sweet.
tip of your tongue
Yes,
is sweet.
Yeah, so whenever you have something sour, whenever it feels like tangy right here, that's why.
Wow, because that's where the taste buds are.
Yeah.
How cool. And then you used a Q-tip, right?
Yeah, we dipped it with a Q-tip and put it on all of the different spots. It actually was really cool that it tastes different.
Did it taste different? Yeah, if you put something sweet here versus over to the side, you perceive it different.
Yeah.
So why did you say it was kind of surprising? Did you do something like hold your nose or kind of blindfold yourself for some of them?
So we took my eye masks and we blindfolded ourselves and plugged our nose, and we actually did maple syrup, and we did not like it whenever we didn't know what it was, and then we took off our blindfolds and we're like, oh my gosh, it's maple syrup, and then we had it after and we loved it.
But when you tasted it without the smell, you weren't quite sure what the suspect liquid was. So cool. You hacked into your taste buds. I love that. Okay, well, speaking of hacking into taste buds, so what do you think? Do you want to do a little sprinkle of the sesame seeds? Because that's going to add a little textural crunch. And I would do some on the salmon, and go ahead and just even put some all over the veggies too if you want to do that. Yeah, look how pretty that is. Gives a little visual change, really, really makes it nice. Love that. And then let's move over here. Here's your chili lime. Now, because you're doing black beans, getting something that has the lime and that chili, a little cumin, it just kind of helps to bring it all together. So have your way with it. Sprinkle wherever you might like to. I would even think about maybe on the pineapple.
Yeah, I've tried it on pineapple before. It's really good on pineapple.
Now, this was your first time having grilled pineapple. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to taste really good.
Yeah, love, love, love that. Yeah, just a little sprinkle. I know, or a good sprinkle. I want that one, okay? That'll be fantastic. Okay, well, we have really got it sprinkled now. I love that.
We have extra.
And we have extra just in case we need a little bit more. That is awesome. So this is what we do at Kvaroy Kids. We're acts. All about the focus, and it's all about having fun. All of these recipes that we're doing live at 5 on Sundays, is all about learning how to put together great food that's great for you, having fun in the kitchen. The recipes are available on the blog, KvaroyArctic.com blog, and every week posting new activities, new postcards to be able to use your art skills on, new science projects, technology, and another recipe. As a matter of fact, next week, Junior Chef Eva has decided that she will come back again. At least, I think you will. Has it been enough fun that you'll do it again? Okay, probably will. Remains to be seen, but let us hope so. We're going to be doing a candied salmon. And how cool is that? It's again, also part of the history, because candied salmon was a way of preserving salmon back in the day. And so we're going to take it through a process of preservation. We're going to brine it with some salt and sugar, and then brush it with some maple syrup, and that's where the candy comes in. So I love the fact that you tasted the maple syrup, even with a blindfold and no smell, so you'll be able to taste it with the candied salmon too. So I'm hoping that you will come back. And I hope you all join us too. We have a great time when we're cooking up some magic, and always a great time when we're cooking it up with Kvaroy Arctic. It's salmon that's delicious and nutritious. And why does Nana like things that are nutritious? They're always good and good for you, which is fantastic. And when it comes to Kvaroy Arctic, good for the planet too. Have a really great rest of your evening. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much.